Wizard, hello. How's it going? You doing some paperwork or what? What's that? Oh,
That's one for the clickbait video you just put out, and two for buying this crappy Jeep Commander.
Is it here for an alignment?
No, I want some wrenching done on this thing.
You're at the wrong shop.
Oh, no. Did you do that on purpose?
Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube. And it is raining cheap old Rolls-Royces up in here. And after the success of the last one, the 1968 Silver Cloud, I thought, well, why not try again with the cheapest silver Seraph? This cost me only $9,999 and new it was $220,000. And many consider this to be the last of the old school Rolls-Royces. And they only made 1,500 of them after a very prolonged legal battle over the ownership of Rolls-Royce with Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Of course, we know BMW won, but talk about depreciation, 95% off, and I own a Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph. Now, it is a little rough, but still. Now, we are not going to take this to the car wizard today, number one, because he's out of town, number two, because he doesn't like mineral oil Bentley or Rolls-Royces, and number three is because of what is under the hood. It is better suited for someone who is way more of an enthusiast, which the car wizard is not, of BMWs, because yeah, that is an M73 V12 under the hood of this silver Seraph that they just put, a goofy little cover on. But obviously the intakes are very much BMW. 320 horsepower on this thing, and since it's a BMW, I think the Car Ninja will love working on this one, even though I don't think there's much wrong with the engine. I do get a little whiff of smell of coolant when it's warm, so maybe it has one of those BMW coolant leaks. But there is a reason why this has a BMW V12 in it, which came out in 1998, and that's because BMW is sort of tiptoeing into the ownership of Rolls-Royce. At the time, Rolls-Royce and Bentley were on the same production line, and to save money, they were basically the same body. All the panels between this and the Arnage are exactly the same, so the differences on the outside aren't that much. Same sort of tail lights, small difference with the Rolls-Royce as far as the treatment here, and of course with the grille, which was dramatically different from the Arnage. But BMW was supplying engines to Rolls-Royce and Bentley, their V8s for the Arnage and their V12 for these, and they wanted to buy Rolls-Royce. They had put in an offer, everything was going fine, but then Volkswagen, Audi, they were going crazy. They were buying everything, including Bugatti, so many other brands, and they had their sights on them as well and massively outbid and actually bought the factory that Rolls-Royces were built in and Bentley, but they screwed up and they didn't buy the rights to Rolls-Royce itself. BMW had already put in an offer and was in talks and had closed on owning the Rolls-Royce name, and they were supplying engines. So it was a huge legal battle between the two, and it ended up being settled with BMW getting Rolls-Royce. After they threatened to cut off the engines immediately to where they couldn't have built cars for years, they would have to scramble to come up with a different engine since they were supplying BMW engines to the current production cars. So that was settled. They continued supplying them for another couple of years, and these cars continued to be built, but only for 4 years. That's why only 1,500 Silver Seraphs were built. And then we had the all-new Rolls-Royce factory where they built the Phantom and, of course, all the modern BMW-styled products ever since. And then Bentley, of course, went to Audi, Volkswagen. They kept making the Arnage for many more years, but their big refresh was right here with the Continental GT and the W12. So both of them went in dramatically different directions, but this is the last of the old school cars right here, and they were very, very expensive. Like I said, $230,000 when new, but this one, yeah, $9,999 after a dealer buddy of mine in Florida saw it got traded in just for like a normal luxury car. So pretty hilarious that this thing has depreciated so much, but there is a big reason for that. And it's not because it's a flood salvage or been wrecked or anything like that, even though, well, this headlight's a little hazier than that one. I wonder if something has happened. There's plenty of wear and tear as far as rock chips and things. I think the paint is bubbling just in one spot right here. The paint, well, it's doing all kinds of weird things with the white. I'm not sure if that'll come out or show up on camera. And the interior does have, well, it does have quite a bit of wear, but it's still very, very regal inside. But the reason why this thing was so cheap is the mileage, which is hilarious that somebody decided to daily drive this thing, and it has 127,000 miles on it, and the commensurate wear and tear, which is pretty funny. So yeah, this seat has a little crack here and a lot of wear along the bottom. Same with the center armrest. And it came with a little bonus in the back. You can see it does have the lunch trays, and it has an absolutely rancid jar with a corroded top of gray poupon right here. It's like petrified and dried up. It's gross, but it came with the car. And yeah, lunch trays that go in and out in a very smart way. Lamb's wool floor mats, a very nice place to be. No dirty underwear in the back of this one, just like normal wear and tear with 120,000 miles. And actually, it drives pretty dang darn good for, well, the high mileage and the price. I wasn't expecting much for, you know, $9,999, which is really cheap for one of these. They usually sell for a little more than their comparable Bentley Arnages because they are more rare and also tend to hold up a lot better. That BMW V12 under there is pretty invincible compared to the V8 BMWs that these got in the Arnages, the green label. And then when they brought back the 6.75 liter V8 with the big turbo, those love to blow head gaskets and have a lot more issues. So this one, a lot more solid platform. And despite the age and miles, it still presents pretty well. So I was absolutely thrilled when it showed up on the truck from Florida for just under 10 grand. I got a baller Rolls-Royce. This is just absolutely insane. But there are some issues, so I'm hoping the Car Ninja will first take a look. Rolls-Royces aren't in his wheelhouse, but that BMW power plant definitely is. But one of the issues is very British and very apparent when you drive it. Some of you know that I got married a few weeks ago, and I happily wore a tux for the occasion, but for the most part, I like to keep things casual. I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy. So the rehearsal dinner, it was casual, but I wanted to punch things up a little bit, and there was really nothing in the closet that fit the bill. Thankfully, Mott and Bow, the sponsor of today's video, sent me a couple pairs of their slim Mercer jeans, and after trying them on, I got instant approval from the wife to wear them to our rehearsal dinner, but now I can't stop wearing them pretty much all the time. Mott and Bow jeans are built on 40 plus years of craftsmanship, made to last 4 years with their high quality and comfort, and they're made of breathable soft twill with 20% comfort stretch, giving it the perfect balance of comfort and structure of everyday wear. I like that they're a slim fit, but they don't feel tight, and their size selection is awesome to where these jeans fit my long, skinny frame right off the rack with no tailoring necessary. From the moment you put them on, you can feel they are worth the investment, as they feel like they're a much more expensive, like $200 plus jean. They offer comfort of use with daily activities, don't bunch or chafe up if you're sitting for a long time on a road trip in a car, and they are a great value, especially if you grab yours now at mottandbow.com/Hoovie'sGarage and get 20% off at checkout automatically. Don't wait, get yours now before your size runs out at mottandbow.com/Hoovie'sGarage, and you can look this good. Well, you look better because I have no butt at all, but actually, my butt looks pretty good in these. Let me tell you, I really cannot believe my good luck when it comes to these cheap British cars as of late. The 68 was a good car, inspected really well at the Car Wizards, and this one, at least on the surface, it feels fine. The V12, silky smooth, perfect for the application in this Rolls-Royce, even though it was very long in the tooth by this point. I think BMW quit making them in 2002 and moved on to the next generation of V12s with the bangle butts. But this one, yeah, it rides really well with one exception, and that's when you go over a bump in the rear, it's pretty bouncy, and that's because, yes, this thing does have the same mineral suspension, I believe, at least in the rear, as that Rolls-Royce from the 1960s. And that system was originally developed by the French, by Citroën, and it was so good that Rolls-Royce and Bentley used them in their cars to give this soft, pillowy ride, but also Mercedes used it in their cars. That's how good it was. Good power, too. We're gonna get ahead of this Audi, maybe not. But no warning lights other than washer fluid, which is pretty impressive. And it's pretty funny how the gauges are on these with hot, cold, low, high, empty, full. It's all labeled, all in Queen's English and in miles per hour. You have a few more gauges here with the outside temp, a little over 80 degrees, and the Rolls-Royce clock. Now, this aftermarket stuff, well, it isn't aftermarket actually. It is Alpine factory navigation that doesn't fold in anymore. And this radio, you can cover it up with some beautiful wood with the Rolls-Royce inlay, but it doesn't stay shut. That stuff's never going to get fixed. This BMW climate control cluster is right out of a 97 series, but there are a few broken things in here, this switch, but I mean, otherwise, everything works. The mirrors adjust, the seats move, all the windows go down. The broken switch, it still works back there. But this thing actually goes down the road really good. Unbelievable for a $9,999 Rolls-Royce. I am just absolutely astounded. But I'm also surprised, considering this is built on the exact same platform as the Bentley Arnage, how different this car feels. Even though the suspension is a bit compromised and a bit bouncy in the rear, you can tell it is not as, sporting as the Bentley. A lot more, I guess, soft and pillowy and luxurious feeling, which is so goofy. Even though it's all the same parts and made in the same factory, they just made it just different enough. And well, these were considerably more expensive than the Arnages as well. The only thing more expensive at the time was the Corniche convertible that they made out of this body style, and that was a whole lot more. But still, $220,000, brand new, this thing. And here we are 25 years later, and YouTubers are buying them and talking about how cheap and depreciated and broken they are. But certainly a lot of things to go wrong on them. Certainly a lot of things that could be hidden as far as leaks, as far as other stuff that could be ruinous on this Rolls-Royce. But considering my luck lately, I'm hopeful. We'll see if the Car Ninja will even want to look at it. Dang, this thing gets up and goes pretty good. That V12, I can't believe how good this car is. Once again, we're going 75 miles an hour, no problem. 127, almost 128,000 miles. Guess they really built these things to last. Ninja! Hello!
Is it here for an alignment?
No, I want some wrenching done on this thing.
You're at the wrong shop.
I don't think so. Here, pop the hood. Take a look. It's got a fancy cover on it, but that should look familiar, huh?
It is, yes. Yep.
I'm also familiar smell with BMWs, the coolant smell.
Yep.
So it might have a little leak somewhere.
Cool.
Yeah, for a few years BMW was supplying engines to Rolls-Royce and Bentley, so they got a BMW V12.
It's a really good engine. Really good engine.
You think so?
Uh-huh. M73, yep. I do have some flashbacks from the E32s and E38s because they're so tight in there, especially E32s to do spark plugs. You have to take the brake fluid reservoir out, so I kind of have some.
Well, there's a lot of width here.
It looks like there is a lot of real estate here, so yeah. Much easier.
Well, those early 7 Series, they were developed for inline 6s, so for them to get a V12 in there was pretty ridiculous. But
I can smell the antifreeze, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has a leak, some kind of coolant leak, and then there's the issue with the suspension. The rear is really bouncy, and that's very British. That's very something else, not BMW, I imagine. But I was hoping, since it has
accumulators, maybe.
Yeah, the accumulators. I'm hoping, since there's enough BMW in here. I mean, take a look inside too. Look at the climate control. Yeah, look at the climate control.
It's a 740.
It's basically a BMW. Yeah, exactly. And there's some fun stuff in here. There's the car
BMW phone, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Does it say BMW or?
It doesn't. They all hide things really well as far as, covers and everything in the right place, but the platform itself is bespoke. It's not BMW.
There is no BMW written anywhere.
No. Well,
so it's not like Audi.
Not like Audi. We could try and find it though. Maybe there is.
If we pop this one out behind it.
Good luck. It's like a sideboard.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, 127,000 miles on this thing.
Wow, look at the leather.
Yeah, it's all holding up pretty well. So, you mind taking a look for a coolant leak?
Absolutely, yep.
The other thing I'm noticing, a HomeLink garage remote from like a Cadillac or something. That looks like a... Anyway, there's all kinds of borrowed stuff in here.
but a lot of panels covering things up as far as like the mineral oil system for the brakes. And anyway, it smells like BMW coolant, huh?
Has the light came on at all or not?
No, it hasn't.
Hey, that's a BMW diagnostic connector. Right there.
Oh, the old school. Yeah. How about that?
I'm wondering if the computer, if we can use like a 7 Series or something. We're gonna try to scan it. It is low, like halfway.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put a little bit more, and then we can pressurize the system.
Is that Swedish made? The enlarger?
This that's hilarious.
It's enlarging the coolant, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. What are we looking for under there?
I just like to take all the covers out. You see, I smell it. It's pretty heavy. How does it drive?
Really nice, other than the bouncy rear suspension. Well,
You know,
I don't
ask you-
spy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You know, I ask you in every car, right? Is it a keeper or a seller?
Mm-hmm. I really don't know yet.
To be determined.
It's not like it's worth a whole lot, and to have a
Oh, is it the cheapest one you bought?
yeah, it was $9,999.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Engine alone costs that much. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a BMW badge anywhere yet.
So I'm looking at the pipe underneath the intake and looks fine. There is no leaks. Thank God.
Yeah. Well, that's a big one with the next generation V12, right? And the V8s.
Yes, I mean, at least it's not inside the block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done those too. Usually those, the heater control valve is notorious to leak. Obviously it's BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Looks dry, but we're gonna look from underneath. I'm not seeing any traces around here either. So, hey, you got the non-water cooled alternator.
Okay.
Lucky.
So it's not the $2,000 alternator.
Yes, no.
It's not leaking from there. So
So we're gonna go up right now.
up, smelling like radiator, huh?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at parts on flying spares since this headlight lens got replaced and this one isn't. It's $1,000 for that, but the spheres for the rear are not bad.
That is a BMW transmission, 100%.
Interesting.
Not bad, right here, just a little bit, but not bad at all.
Oh, on the
This
steering?
fluid behind your head is like fresh.
Okay.
So, have you looked at the level yet or not? Really?
I haven't looked at the level.
So maybe that's why it's bouncing. Maybe you don't have any fluid in it.
Well, usually you would give a warning out and then just, kind of collapse, but I am curious. Yeah, is there a valve block somewhere?
It's hidden
Let's see.
somewhere, yes.
There's a bunch of lines going here, so it's probably hidden in there, and it looks dry. There's nothing dripping out of there, so I'm curious. Huh.
You got to look at the size of this drive shaft.
Oh, is it? It looks like a one-ton truck, like a dump truck drive shaft.
And also your strut bumper supports there.
Oh, like the bump stop?
Yeah.
Bottomed out?
Oh, I found it right here. It's been replaced in 2015.
Oh, okay. 110,000 miles.
Yeah,
Interesting.
not this one though.
Okay.
So both ends go down or just one?
Well, no, it's really rough on the bumps, like bouncy.
I see.
When they collapse, they tend to do that
Well,
since there's no shock
right.
absorption.
Right here.
Is that one blown out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the $1 million question is, where can you find one of these?
Oh, Flying Spare still sells all of this.
Oh,
so
they
it's
do?
good. They keep it
Nice.
going. So these balls are only about $300 a piece. The struts are, I think, $500 or $600.
Oh, nice.
So not the end of the world,
Okay.
but the leaks can be pretty all-consuming if they're bad.
I hear something in the front.
Oh. I said leaks and it just started. Ah, there's the coolant.
There's antifreeze, so let me go get my impact to remove this cover real quick.
Uh-oh.
Need to cut this zip ties off. But yeah, it's definitely something is leaking.
That's off the engine, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna have to drop it back down and look with a mirror. There's not
Okay.
much we can see from here.
Well, how about the mineral oil leak that you saw?
Maybe they're just old dried antifreeze.
Because everything looks okay.
Yeah, I bet you it's just dried antifreeze because I don't see. Well,
What's that?
just a little bit over here on the power steering line, but it's old. Where did this car come
I see
from?
something above it. It's Florida. So
Because
is
there's
that-
so much rust or corrosion, you know?
Oh yeah, from Miami area or whatever. But is that an AC line with the dye coming out, or
This one?
yeah?
That's a high pressure power steering hose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because everything else looks okay.
It's really good, yes.
All right.
I got a drop of antifreeze and
I did too. It's hot.
It's hot.
Yes.
So
All
let's-
right.
Let's grab a mirror and look. There is a hose right here that goes from the water pump into your reservoir, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's rubbing against your belt. But I'm looking at the belt and somebody installed something's not right because your belt is walking out from the water pump. And it's rubbing against your hose that is leaking.
So that's going to keep rubbing on that hose. It's just going to
Yes.
get worse. I'm moments
Yes.
away from an explosion,
Yeah,
basically.
you see it right there on the mirror?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I don't think the camera's going to pick it up.
Oh.
Okay. So is that a wobbly pulley?
No, I don't know whoever installed the belt. They did not install it right, I guess. Because I see it walking away from the water pump, and the water pump does not have a plate. But to know 100% is I'm going to order the hose because it's the same as the 750.
Okay.
I'm going to order the hose and then put the belt in the right place and then double check the water pump. So to me, it's an easy fix.
Yeah, the smoking gun is the hose, but then
Yes.
you could replace the hose and the water pump could be leaking too, but not
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah, but see where the belt, it's one groove away
Yep.
on the water pump? Yeah, so it's rubbing against your hose right now.
Okay.
So
Well, good thing it's not a water pump because
It's not.
it would be a lot out of the way to get it out, I imagine, right?
not really. It's easy to do too.
Oh. Well, there you go then. So either way, it's not a total disaster.
No, not at all.
So you can order BMW bits for that,
Yes.
and I can order some British bits to do a rear shock and some balls. Are you okay with playing with some British, strutting balls? Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Well, so this isn't as bad as I thought either. I think when the car wizard gets back from his adventure, I'll be able to pick up the other Rolls-Royce, the 68.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm a multi Rolls-Royce owner, and I'm not financially ruined. What? I needed to drive something up to the car, was just to collect my rolls, and I figured, well, he could do a little bit more work on the Commander. And Wizard, hello. How's it going? You doing some paperwork or what? What? What's that? Oh,
That's one for the clickbait video you just put out, and two for buying this crappy Jeep Commander.
You're talking about where I said you were retiring?
Yes.
Okay. And the Commander, yeah, I know you said under no circumstances buy a Jeep Commander, but
And you did anyway.
it was $3,000.
It doesn't matter if it's
Look,
$1,000.
look how cool it looks now.
Look how cool it looks. Wait till you get the bill.
Okay, well, there shouldn't be that much to do, but we'll address the number one for the flogging first as I recover from my traumatic brain injury. But we've been saying it for a while that you're wanting to retire and you're wanting to move away.
It's just not imminent. Some people just read your splash screen and they think, oh, it's coming next month. It's not. It's a couple years away.
It's kind of like Scotty Kilmer saying he's dead every single month. So
Yeah. I'm dying.
We have to keep doing it. So eventually we'll start doing a Wizard's Dead video because that'll probably work really well, right?
Yeah, my heart failed last night.
Yeah. So speaking of heart failure and Woody's, anyway, the Commander, the Hemi's doing great.
Yeah?
I've already cleaned up the sunroof drains to where it's not filling it up on the floor like I guess that happened to you.
Mm-hmm. Very common.
But it does throw a code for the transfer case clutches.
Mm-hmm.
It's all reset. It hasn't come back in, 5 days of driving or so. But you were able to catch yours in time, change the fluid, and put in some kind of friction modifier or whatever.
Yeah, it has the QuadraTrack 2 system on it. It takes a special fluid, and if you flush it, there's a good chance it comes out if it doesn't come back, maybe for a long time.
Well, that's good. I figured you could do that and then the diffs just because there's clutches in them too.
Yeah.
It's already had its oil change. Tyler Potter did that and the lift. And then I put the wood on it. What do you think?
It does look better. From just being a black Jeep Commander, and now it has this on it. I think it catches people's eye, or it will anyway.
But there are two machines that I can take home. The Dakota was just a little bit of work, right?
Yeah, we did a steering rack and the transmission leak, and really there wasn't a whole lot to do on it.
Yep.
And in alignment, it's all good to go.
Very good. And yeah, the rolls, really no issues. So you check compression, it's good.
Yep, about 150 even across all 8 cylinders, which is really great.
For a 1968 that's never been apart, that's just,
We did
it's just nuts.
plugs and wires and tune-up, and we did tighten up there was a lot of loose bolts on that oil pan. We tightened them up. Hopefully that solves your oil seepage.
Okay, yeah, because it wasn't leaking very much, but no leakage from the mineral oil system at all.
None.
And I'm very happy that you're back. And I'm very happy that the Car Ninja was willing to dive on this other Rolls-Royce I bought, the Silver Seraph, where it had a leak from the BMW V12 in it.
Of course.
But it also had a leaking left rear strut from the mineral oil system.
Oh, no. See, people think on the Silver Seraph or some of those Bentleys that you get away from that system. They're still kind of doing it in those years.
Yeah, but it's not as hardcore.
Right, it's not as hardcore.
The braking system is separate. It's not some crazy push rod thing. But it does have, in the rear, 2 spheres and the struts, and 1 strut is leaking. So I'm going to have to replace that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this one, no leaks on the mineral oil. And I'm curious, with the tune-up, it had a little bit, oh, that's right, it's right-hand drive. Yeah, so I have to get in on the other side. I've done that a few times with this car. So how is the old R8 running, my in-store credit machine here?
It's running great. It needs some struts all the way around, some work, some small oil leaks, some things I'm going to conquer this winter, but it's doing okay, actually.
I feel like I won on that one for once. For once. But, yeah, it's whittling down. So the Ram is currently at Van Gogh getting cleaned up. I still haven't figured out the front as far as the drive shaft and the four-wheel drive stuff yet, but wanted to make it look pretty. But your bill is done. I guess your work is done.
Yep. Yeah. That one's a 2-page bill on that one.
Oh, boy. And it is $2,192. Considering how risky it was to buy a modded Ram diesel from a wholesale auction, I feel like I got very lucky there. Not bad. But also, this Rolls-Royce, $1,000 to go through and sort everything out.
Pretty much, that's it.
For $4,500 silencing cross-country. That's
bad.
all it took to sort out this Rolls-Royce. Obviously, cosmetically, it's a little challenged, but mechanically,
it's decent.
It's amazing.
It is amazing, actually. I'm very amazed by it.
And who would have thunk? Dakota's more.
$1,500 to go through that thing.
That Dakota we bought for $3,500, and it had a bad head gasket. Tyler Potter did that, and of course, big job to do the head gaskets, new heads, all that stuff. And then it throws a rocker arm because it's a bad lifter out of the box.
That's not surprising. In today's parts, it's
tear it open again, did that, but the power steering rack just started pouring, and it's always leaked a little bit from the transmission. So a $3,500 truck has turned into well, I don't know, like a $8,000 truck. Similar to the Avalanche in there, which we walked right past the Avalanche, which is still acting up with its fuel gauge and the codes for the evaporative emissions. So my remaining balance from the R8 trade, $29,202. So
almost halfway there.
Almost, but this has lasted a lot longer than I thought. I'm not making as dumb a purchase as I normally do, so maybe I just need to buy an absolute hand grenade and then just work through all that, another Hellcat or something.
Or bring the 599 back. We can get another big.
Oh, there you go. I'm just enjoying it right now. But, yeah, the nice weather and all that stuff, but the dash is starting to shrink. Always hate shrinkage. Yeah, shrinkage is bad. Yeah.
Usually it's in cold weather, but on those, hot weather makes it worse.
Holy smokes, this thing is smooth, and the more I drive it, the better it gets, because it's been sitting for years in a collection where the owner died, and I guess the old feel, it's working its way out, and the tires are smoothing out. Wow, it feels really, really special. I mean, I've always wanted a Corniche, the convertible version of this, and they are $50,000 and up for a decent one, but now I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with the sedan, especially for the price, for like $5,000, although it is scruffy. The right-hand drive also takes some getting used to, because I keep wanting to go over here and drive in the middle, sort of like this, but that's fine. The question is, Do I keep going? Do I go through and repaint this thing and make it cosmetically, well, it'll never be anything beautiful, but make it presentable with a decent respray and keep going? Or do I just leave it as is and have a nice hoopty Rolls-Royce? But in this case, lightning has struck twice because things are looking pretty promising with the other Rolls-Royce. I did have to spend quite a bit more money, though, unfortunately, in parts. The one strut, both accumulator balls, all in, it was about $2,000, and then I had to pay another like $300-400 in tariffs, unfortunately, because all the parts came from England, from Flying Spares, because it's not like anybody else but the English are going to supply parts for these. So the parts are in from BMW and from England to fix the Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph, and hopefully we'll get it all sorted out by the end of this video, more or less. It's been about a week, and in that time, Car Trek is out on the VinWiki channel, all 3 episodes with this glorious SLR, the most valuable car in the world right here, triumphantly making its trip down to Galveston Beach, where lots of fun was had. But yeah, started life as an SLK 230, and thanks to Tavares and some insanity, it has become a Sterling Moss Edition SLR McLaren worth millions and millions of dollars. You can see, well, there's some similarities to my SLR McLaren that is not a Sterling Moss. In the real deal, they actually did take the windshield off of them and made a few as a tribute to the original SLR race car that Sterling Moss set the record in. But this is, well, our very hoopty Car Trek tribute to it. And as you can see, it made it down to the beach, and there's still, well, lots of sand inside. So that was the premise for this trek, was to buy a car for less than what the airline would pay you back for canceling the flight and completely screwing you over. And what a glorious creation that Freddie and the rest of us have made, along with the other cars. So if you haven't caught it yet, be sure to check out Car Trek, all 3 episodes live now on the VinWiki channel. And now we can head back to the Car Ninjas and back to working on the Silver Seraph.
We're back. And you got the German hose, huh? BMW hose for the coolant reservoir. Well, I got some stuff from England, and
Oh, they came in already?
mine's bigger. Of course, I had to arrange it in such a way, but yeah, there's the shock and the 2 accumulator balls,
Nice.
you know?
Nice.
Very beefy. Well, how about this hose? Is it?
Oh, that's easy.
But you mentioned that it was walking the...
The belt, whoever put the belt on, it's not sitting right, so it's one groove on the inside, so we'll fix that easy.
Very nice. And some of these supposedly have like a tamper mechanism, but I don't think that's
Not
working
this-
anymore.
Not this one, though.
It's got the electronic thing to it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Maybe it has to be locked, or it doesn't work anymore. But
it does,
yeah,
yeah.
if you pull on it a little too hard, it's supposed to go in.
I want to take this grill out because probably the grill costs more than the car.
Oh, okay.
It's heavy.
Yeah? Well, now it looks like a Bentley Arnage. Yeah, but that anti-theft mechanism was started with the Silver Seraph, so it's not retractable like with a push of a button, but it's supposed to be theft-proof, and it's there. I wonder if the car has to be locked.
Probably has to be locked.
Is that a BMW hand clutch there?
It's identical. Isn't it?
Oh, no. Did you do that on purpose? So far, you could work on this Rolls-Royce blindfolded. It's all very BMW, right?
Yes.
And Johnny doesn't have his receptionist this week, so he's multitasking. Fan shroud is out.
Almost. There you go.
Grinded off all the BMW logos, huh?
They have to. No, actually, no.
There it is.
Ha.
We finally found one. Poor Ninja's losing his mind because he doesn't have his secretary. Well, it looks a little crusty in there.
Where did this car came from?
Florida. South Florida, Miami.
That's like the clown shoe.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think it's a flood car. I think it just was parked right by the ocean all of its
I
life.
think so, yeah. This is the hose I'm about to pull out right now. And
Okay.
then we need to make sure. So what I'm gonna do, just for peace of mind, I wanna take the pulley for the water pump out, and I wanna inspect the water pump.
Make sure it's not leaking as well.
Make sure it's not leaking, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I see what you mean with that belt being out quite a bit.
Yes,
Kinda-
but see, it's one groove in.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's not good. Whoever installed it.
You got the belt off.
Yeah, your water pump is fine.
Good.
Yep. One less thing to worry about.
Except the phone. He's so mad. I have to edit out so many F-bombs when that phone rings.
That corroded hose clamp. It's loose, thank God.
Yeah.
Now the hose is in there pretty good.
Well, there was no seeing it. You just saw it with mirrors and knew it was cut from the belt.
Yes.
But now we can actually
see it.
Okay. Where's the damage? Oh, right there. Yep.
And also it was leaking somewhere in here. Because
Great.
this is not the right hose clamp for it.
Yeah, one more trip, I guess, probably back to the house, and I would have completely burst.
Yes.
Wow. So in comparison,
Look at that, identical.
how about that? Very nice.
Done.
Without the phone interruptions, that would have taken you 5 minutes.
Yes.
I don't know about the British parts, because this is the great unknown for us.
Well, about to find out.
But the Ninja ain't scared. He's got a big set of accumulators. Okay. That is one weird wheel cover setup as far as the notch there. And then a cover and a cover. We're learning British.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is new to me, so.
Right?
This looks so BMW. This setup.
I'm glad you like it, but that definitely doesn't look BMW.
Not at all.
What does it say? Boge on it? B-O-G-E?
That sounds French.
Right. Well, that's Citroen. These are French shocks.
On again.
Bouger? Surely there's some proper British bleeding procedure. And
We will find out. As long as you're patient with me, because I don't know what I'm doing.
right. Well, I just hope it doesn't explode in your face.
Yeah.
I don't know how much pressure these systems are under.
There's no pressure at all here, because it's leaking.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the suspension doesn't completely collapse like other cars when it loses pressure because there are springs. Okay.
Hey, it does have oil. There you go.
Very nice. You have fusion. It's spinning. We're hopefully not rounding off, right?
No.
There you go. Uh-oh.
Going again.
This poor guy. Gotta get that top screw. But I imagine these umbrellas need to get out of the way. They're probably worth a few bucks. Genuine Rolls-Royce umbrellas. Oh, Velcro. That's very British.
Somebody's been here before. This nut is chewed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it turning?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
So now, this one has way too much tension, as you can see, you know?
Right.
So what I'm gonna do, again, never done this before, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my floor jack and put the floor jack here.
I'll
to
take the torque off
disembark-
that bolt,
Yeah, yes,
and then...
yeah, and hopefully we'll just come right off.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess the dirt was holding it in place.
A little stubborn,
Yep,
but not bad.
not bad. So now we need to put this one on a vise,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I'm gonna have a socket this big.
Uh-oh.
We'll figure it out. We always do.
Yeah.
But this was the hardest part, so yeah.
You say that, but there's still the balls to do.
Oh yes.
Now I got to get that mount out, and then the core goes back to Flying Spares. They charge $1,000 for the core, so
Wow.
we are for sure sending it back. And I had to pay tariffs on it too. All those parts I had to pay about $300 in tariffs. All right, new shock is in, and we have to work together. It's gonna be like a game of whack-a-mole. So when that comes through the hole, I gotta put a nut and a bolt on.
Are you comfortable in there?
Yeah,
Hot, isn't it?
it's okay. I'm ready.
Okay. More.
More. Oh. Okay. It's hot. It's strong. Next up are these two puppies, which what the accumulators do is give the mineral oil somewhere to go when the shock bottoms out, and when they collapse they just fill up with fluid, and then you get this bouncy ride that I'm experiencing. And we saw that one was replaced 10 years ago.
Now the car had 110K or the accumulator?
Yeah, interesting. I don't know.
How many miles on the car?
127 or 8. So that could be right.
Could.
Woo!
Here they are.
Yeah, that's a
And they do have a bleeder right here, which I don't recommend touching.
man.
Good.
Yeah.
I think Titanic looks better.
Right, but thankfully it looks like it's just these two, right, that move. Okay.
I'm gonna go grab some flare sockets so we don't have to round them up, hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Oh, they have a little rubber thing over the bleeder,
Yeah.
but yeah, that does not look pretty.
Not at all.
Whoa.
It was accumulating.
Well, it'll collapse and then just completely fill up,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't do its job.
I'll go get some more tools. We'll make it happen. Man, how much fluid there is in this?
Well, that's usually the problem. Is it shouldn't have that much fluid in it.
This is supposed to be in the strut.
Right.
Is there a core on those or is there trash?
I don't think there's a core on those. No, they don't rebuild those. Are we balling?
Almost.
Look at that. Without dropping the exhaust, although it does make a mess.
It does, but it's okay. We'll have John Ross clean it. He's good at it.
So that one goes on. And then we have to pray on this little bleed nipple here.
Well, you know what? Why don't I just loosen it now? While we have all the room, you know? Just pre-loosen it.
Okay.
And let's pray it won't break, so... Ah, it's loose.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's loose.
Okay. Happy day.
Yes, very happy. How about that?
Far from the worst car you've ever worked on, right?
Not too bad, not too bad. I was just bitching because I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but it's not
Right.
bad.
Well, we're not there yet. It still needs to take fluid and bleed. So the bleed screw coming off, that's amazing. But first we need to fill it up with fluid, run it for a couple minutes, then open the bleed screw according to the instructions, and just do that over and over again until it quits bubbling.
Okay.
Doesn't seem too hard.
Nope.
Famous last words. And I got the panel off. These have changed a lot because they used to have the same system for the brakes and the suspension
So
with
this
a
is
little
only-
push rod in the middle, but
CHF 11S, that's what BMW still uses today.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
CHF?
Guess I didn't need to import it from England, but
No, I had plenty here.
bummer.
How much did you pay a can?
A lot. I think it was like $200 for that case there.
Yeah, they're about $28 a liter.
So it is low, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Gonna start it up? Let it
Okay.
idle for a few minutes? You got cleaner hands than I do. One down.
More?
Oh yeah.
Still drinking. Next. All of 2?
Looks like it. There it goes. So we're gonna let it idle, and then we'll open the bleeder screw to get a clear line of it.
Perfect.
I don't think there's any leaks because I mean the fluid is not moving. So.
Right. It's looking good.
Yeah, except we have pretty much no room whatsoever.
Oh, to reach the bleed nipple.
Yeah.
Well, there are no bubbles from the beginning.
Yeah. Huh.
So there really wasn't much air. They do say these things are self-bleeding, so they must be right.
Nothing.
Okay. Cool.
Well, hopefully it's not going to be bouncy anymore. I don't have a good grip, so I can bounce it.
All right, off we go. Moving swiftly and no more bouncy. That's a pretty good bump right there, and it just soaked it up. Yeah, before it would have been bouncing me around, but now the Ninja fixed it. Those accumulator balls definitely were an issue, and I wonder if it caused the left rear strut to explode since the fluid had nowhere to go. Because now this might be the best riding car I have ever owned. It is so good. Well, I pause in its magnificence for a moment, and the check engine light has come on. So, yeah, we're back to a typical BMW Rolls-Royce ownership here, but still, I can't help but marvel at the amazement of this machine. I'm going to be probably $13,000, $14,000 into it with parts and labor and shipping and all that stuff. But it's a Rolls-Royce, and I now have a two-car garage of Rolls-Royces all sorted out for the most part for under $20,000. What? If you had told me this a month ago, I wouldn't have believed you. This is absolutely insane. As far as which one I like better, it's easy to say this one because of the refinement, the air conditioning, all that stuff. The 68 doesn't have AC, but there is something special about that 68. The transmission is actually from World War II surplus tanks. It doesn't have the GM transmission yet, and that does make it really fun. The feel of it, it's just old school bank vault quality, just a total classic. This one, it still has that bank vault feeling, but much more modern. So believe it or not, pretty different experiences here. So I told myself I was going to keep one, but for now I'm thinking, why not both? Famous last words, right? And this one gets up and goes really nice as well. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, looks like I need to top off my engine coolant as well.